What's going on, good people? It's your boy Carson on here, and let's get into it. This is an early premiere for those who own the Patreon. You guys get to see this first before it goes strictly to YouTube. So, congratulations to you guys. And that shows that you guys are interested in knowing more than what is actually taught. And then for the people who will see this later on YouTube, you get to learn what we actually do here on the Patreon. A little bit of what we do, to say the least. Now, Kobe Bryant played in the NBA for 20 years. He came in 96. He retired in 2016. And when he retired in 2016, there were a lot of questions on what he was going to do with his life, and everybody had all these questions of uncertainty when it came to the career of Kobe Bryant, right? I don't know what Kobe's gonna do, and Kobe's this and Kobe's that. People didn't realize Kobe was about investing into his family's future. He earned about approximately 300 and I think 22 million out of 20 years of playing in the NBA. He earned 320 million. That's not a lot of money for 20 years. If you take away the taxes and everything else, it's really not a lot of money for 20 years of playing in the league. There's players that's getting that now within the first 6, 7 years. But you got to understand, he did come in the era where there was Jordan and those guys were leaving. He was there for the tail end of it. Now, also, let's go into some other things. Only because it needs to be addressed. Kobe Bryant in 2014, I would say, I think it's 2014, he had a chance to invest in a energy drink that was coming to the market called Body Armor. They had to fight to get the name because, Body Armor, Kevlar company had basically rights to it, but they really did not. So they were Body Armor energy drinks. So it was a big wrestling match to get that done. And Kobe, with his connections and power, actually was able to pull that off. Now, Kobe unfortunately passed away in January of 2020. Devastated the entire world, as he was a worldwide, you know, celebrity. There was basically no place on this planet he could go that they didn't know who Kobe Bryant was. But with that being said, Kobe Bryant decided to invest in a product that he thought was going to win. He saw that product actually becoming successful and winning. Body armor. And when Kobe's into something, he's in it all the way. He had the right team around him, and he turned that investment in 7 years. CocaCola bought it for 5.2 billion, the largest acquisition they have ever acquired. Now, Coca-Cola bought vitamin water before, you remember that? And they spent like maybe 400 Um, I think it was like 600, 700 million, whatever. This was 5.2 billion. Kobe's $6 million investment is worth about 400 million of that investment. So now that they sold out to Coca-Cola, I don't know if they get an equity piece, but he's only had that company for less than 7 years, and he's cashing out at 400 million in less than 7 years. He played 20 years in the NBA and got 320 million. Now you see why investing, that's where the power is. Because if you invest the right product in the right thing, it takes you to new heights. So, everyone wants to know what to look for when you invest, right? We all don't have 6 million, to spend. I don't have 6 million. So, this is very important. You got to know what to look at. Many people are talking about some, um, well, what do you mean invest? And you know what? That's a smart question. What do you mean invest? There's plenty of different ways to invest. Invest in what? Stock, real estate? What do you mean? Invest in what? You have to learn when you're investing, buying low, selling high, all these different types of techniques. But investing in a company, a business, that's different because you're investing in a product. And it's good to get it at the start because it's hard to get that wiggle room when a business is always already up and running. Well, if you don't have experience, the first thing you need to do is research. You have to research what companies, what product, the need for the company or the product. You have to have a strategy. Then you have a portfolio. Then you go to the stage. That's how that works. So you probably want to say, okay, well, what are the questions? Well, one of your questions is do your due diligence. You're gonna want to know what questions to ask, and the only way you do that is when you do your due diligence on the business. So it's not like I can tell you what questions to say because I don't know what business you would be investing in. But you need to be able to do that. Everyone has a checklist because you're gonna have to vet these people based on their business, and there's certain ways you do that. You know, do they have a standby letter of credit on the business, or what type of the loan conditions that they have, and you got to know these things. And if you don't know, don't be afraid to say I don't know. But I got a guy who could do this. I have with a quantitative guy who's normally your numbers guy. It's like having an accountant on your team. His job is to look at the numbers and the performances of the business, and it's his job to know, can we afford what we're doing? When we're going to run all the money and cost of, should we bring in another investor? You're a quantitative guy, you know. Everybody call him the quant. Well, same thing I was just saying though. Risk, global and local. You got to find out that. You got to find out security, legal and ethical things, practices. Not all the businesses are on the up and up. You gotta know everything about that business that you're getting ready to invest in. You really do. You just can't throw your money out there because you can get caught in a lawsuit. And as you can see, what's happening with Travis, unfortunately. Absolutely. And just like that, I have to go. That is the business text I needed to do to get into my business call. Hell, I wish I could get that 400 million too. We all do. But this is why we're doing this, right? All right. Talk to you later. One.